All right, guys, so this is day one, and we're talking about that Con 3108 course. And I was just talking about, let's see the course information. First half of the course is about private cloud till midterm, and second half, public AWS public cloud. So I do give the whole AWS Azure course somewhere else as a full course, and managers and administrators from different companies come there and they ask different questions. They are actually doing that. They're using this technology there. So the questions normally are tough, but I try to get tougher even. When we work hard now, we don't have to really work hard later, right? So now is the time to give your 100%. So I was just trying to explain that what are we talking about here as private cloud. So suppose Microsoft normally creates a branch as this pyramid here. So if suppose this is Toronto branch, and you have a lot of servers there, physical servers there in Toronto branch, suppose. So you would want to install as many servers here by using some virtualization technology. So there are some the top in the market is VMware virtualization. So when it comes to infrastructure virtualization or data center virtualization, VMware then comes. So VMware has now you know that already, vCenter, and this is the enterprise grade application, and the hypervisor is this. So Microsoft, its biggest rival, and that's more jobs locally in Toronto or GTAs for Azure. But I've heard that some companies, now I told you that system administrators come from different companies. I asked them, hey, what do you have there? So normally they say we have Azure, and we work on that. But some say that we have Google Cloud, and some say we have AWS as well. So Microsoft Hyper-V. Microsoft has a hypervisor here, which is Hyper-V, right? So then Citrix also has a hypervisor called Zen Server, right? Hypervisor is a small software that gets directly installed on a hardware, and then you can use the hardware to its full capacity, and you can add as many virtual machines there. So these are the main rivals in the market right now. We are learning this, Microsoft Hyper-V, when it comes to data center virtualization, right? It's good you have already gone through VMware vCenter. That's very good. So better do certifications for both or any one of them, especially go for VCP, VMware Certified Professional. Again and again, I'm going to remind you, it's good for you, right? So this is data center virtualization. So we're going for Hyper-V. So when you talk about data center, that could be medium to large size companies. That could be 5,000 employees to 15,000, 20,000 employees, or even more. So of course you need a lot of file servers, you need a lot of web servers, you need a lot of SQL servers, Exchange server, if you haven't gone to cloud for all those. So there will be all physical servers there, and on top of the physical servers, suppose these are all physical servers, so you will be adding Hyper-V as a hypervisor on all, right? So this hypervisor, when you install that here, and suppose if you have 20,000 users, maybe you need physical servers as maybe 20-30 physical servers, because each physical server normally contains 10 to 20 virtual machines. Depends on how much RAM and processor you have put there, right? So if we go for virtual machines here, so you will be installing a lot of virtual machines, right? Oops. You will be installing a lot of virtual machines here. So virtual machines on this, suppose these blue ones are virtual machines and the other ones are Hyper-V. So we're going to be installing that now. So these virtual machines are a lot here. So you have to control all these hypervisors and hundreds of virtual machines through a central application, right? So we're going to install that central application in our course. So suppose these are all virtual machines on a lot of hypervisors here. So what happens is, how do you control centrally all this? In VMware, you control it with the big environment, you control it with an application called in VMware, there's a vSphere vCenter, exactly. So vCenter is the application in VMware that is going to help you centrally control all those hypervisors and virtual machines. And each virtual machine, normally hundreds of users are connecting, right? Each virtual machine, maybe 200, 300, 1000 users are connecting to each virtual machine. So you can see that to one hypervisor, one physical server here would be attracting maybe 2000, 4000, 5000, 8000 users. So if this hypervisor goes down, you're in trouble. Because if suppose you're the virtualization admin there, you have to run to the data center and check that what happened to that hypervisor, because 6000 users have got disconnected. So you have to reconnect them right away, as soon as possible. That's what they pay you for, right? Disaster recovery. I hope you were taking backups. So recover from backup, restore from backup. So if it is required. So all these hypervisors and virtual machines have to be centrally controlled by an application called SCVMM, Systems Center Virtual Machine Manager. So this is the main application that controls centrally all the Microsoft hypervisors. So it controls centrally all the hypervisors and virtual machines, storage and networking of the whole environment, right? Monitoring whole environment. So this is what you get from. So we're going to be installing 4 virtual machines, and we're going to be having one virtual machine will be having Active Directory DNS, right? Active Directory DNS DHCP. Second virtual machine will have this big application called SCVMM. Hopefully it is in your computers. I asked Cyrus to put that there. And the third and fourth virtual machines will be your hypervisors themselves, right? So there are only 4 virtual machines. We're going to create our environment and we're going to work on that. We're going to try to gain expertise on those skills that are required in the market. But basically what happens is that you will control the whole environment from one machine that has SCCM installed on top of that. SCVMM actually, sorry. So from that, you're going to control the whole environment. You will see how many virtual machines are there, which virtual machines are down, which are up, and how many hypervisors are there, and how much RAM and processing is available in a hypervisor, right? So you're going to see all that. So that's why you will be able to know that how to control the whole environment. Now, SCVMM is in Microsoft and vCenter is in VMware. You should know that when you start giving interviews for the job, maybe then you will realize that, okay, I need some more information, or you need some notes that are prepared for the job. Okay, so we understand that, okay, data centers are there, they have servers there, and each server is it's a physical server like IBM HP server there. Have we seen servers? I'm talking about server. Have you seen a server before? Not the server like serve, do you need something? I'm your server. Not that server. Server. Okay. So, it's better. I'm sure you would have seen that. But HP server. So, of course, these types here. Oops. How much is that? $9,000. Okay. Or $10,000. So this is one big server. So you would have in a company like these, you can see $10,000, right? $15,000, $20,000 one server. So they would have hundreds of those, and each server would have one small software called hypervisor installed. We're going to install hypervisor ourselves, right here. And then on top of one server, maybe it has 1 terabyte RAM. Actually, how much RAM is there? 216 GB. Oh, that's nothing. Okay, so suppose it has 1 terabyte RAM. It will be a $30,000, $40,000 server there. So if it has a lot of RAM, you will have 20, 30 virtual machines on top of that. And each virtual machine maybe 500 to 1,000 or 1,500 users connecting to that machine. 50 machines, and each machine connecting up to 2,000 users. So you can imagine 5,000 users, 6,000 users traffic is being controlled by one server here, and hundreds of servers there. So it's a huge environment. That's why virtualization is really in. They really want you to know those skills there, and better you know in these courses than to go to vocational colleges and then do the courses there again, right? So, well, okay, now I have to edit that. So I just showed my email. Okay, and got recorded, seriously. So that's what we're talking about here, that data center virtualization. Before you talked about VMware, now you're gonna talk about Hyper-V. So that's very good for you. You can just put in your resume. Now I know how to install SCVMM and Hyper-V, and you already know how to install vCenter, and I hope you do. Maybe you have notes from that course, virtualization. Maybe you forgot already. So anyway, you could put your resume that I know vCenter and hypervisor, ESXi. So as far as the data center is concerned, so every company has branches and they have data centers there. And in their data centers, either they have VMware, which is the leader in data center virtualization, or they will have Microsoft Hyper-V. Microsoft Hyper-V is not the leader, but it's the second best, and it is less costly than Hyper-V. Hyper-V is very costly, right? But it is much more stable than Microsoft. Well, vCenter ESXi is much more stable than Hyper-V here. So what we're gonna learn is this, and this is data center virtualization. But what about the other half of the course? So why did we had to go public cloud, not go public cloud, right? So the combination is so important here that you should not only, for the market, today's market, not only that you should know what virtualization technology is on on-premises data center. So we call it, of course we have to call it on-premises. So on-premises cloud, cloud on-premises, right? So on-premises data center, this is your typical data centers. You go to a company, 5th floor, 6th floor, or basement of the any company. There's a huge data center, rows and rows of servers after servers, and they have all the virtual machines. And then normally I create this for the cloud, right? I didn't get anything better, right? Looks like cloud, right? Okay. Anyway, so here we're going for AWS. That's the leader in cloud. So leader in data center virtualization is actually VMware, but we're going to go for Hyper-V here as part of the course. But what I insisted, please add that is AWS. So AWS Cloud, this is data centers. These are data centers of Amazon across the globe in different regions, right? So these are spread across the globe in all famous population centers. So AWS Cloud also is all virtual environment. Nowadays companies are saying that, okay, we can hire you, and but can you just upload our virtual machine from our local data center to the cloud? We need to move our virtual machines to AWS Cloud. So suppose you say in the interview, yes, sure, and that's, if you did that mistake, well, maybe you know already what you're talking about. But if you say that, yes, I can do that, so the next question would be, do you know what is AWS Cloud? Because we are asking you, okay, we understand that you know Hyper-V. Sure, okay, you answer all the questions right. But do you know AWS Cloud? Because once the virtual machine is about to move or upload to the cloud, the virtual machine that has a lot of company data there, you're moving there. So do you know how AWS Cloud works? Do you know how Azure Cloud works? So if you don't know the cloud version, the public cloud version of that, then kind of, next guy, whoever is, the next one. So you need to know both to get the job, right? It's better to know both to get the job. Others will know that. There will be others who will know that, right? So that's why, public cloud is so important, and that, after 1 year they accepted that. Okay, let's add that. So here, and some of our students in other colleges, they are saying that, oh, we went to interview and they were asking about, there was a lady in George Brown last year. she went to desktop support job, and they were asking to her, it's a desktop support tier 1 job, level 1 job, right? And they were asking, do you know AWS? So we were like, what is AWS? So she asked back, and he said, okay, you know, okay, next question, and blah blah blah. So anyway, it is, you're expected to know cloud now. So that's why the next half of the course, we're gonna do pretty much as many labs as we could. You will get the marks, it's okay. I mean, it's for the, you of course are here for the marks, but I want you to learn it so you could get the job, right? So that's why I'm gonna include as many critical labs of AWS cloud as possible, not to make it difficult for you, but to make it easy for you to apply for better jobs, right? That's my approach. So yes, you need marks, I understand that. So do well on that and get the marks, but do well on that and get the job actually after that, right? So that's why there will be a lot of labs there. How virtual machine works up here in the cloud, it's not up anywhere. It's just that you remotely connect to their data center. Their data center would be also some branch and huge rows of servers after servers after a server, and you just remotely connect to them, right? So how do you connect there? What is virtual machine called here? So AWS, like it's another planet, it's like Mars. Everything here is called different, right? Virtual machine here is EC2 instance up there. Well, I will always refer to as up there, but it's not up. But, okay, so anyway, it's called EC2 instance there, and storage here is called EBS there. So this gives an idea. Okay, we have to learn the terminologies as well. Whatever you easily call here in Hyper-V would be something else in the cloud in Amazon. And when you see the jobs, Indeed.com or Monster.ca, they will be mentioning all those terminologies that we're going to learn in this course. Rest of them. Rest of. So here, if I just go back to that, so first half, managing virtual machines, that's data center virtualization, Hyper-V, installing and using virtual machine management, working with virtual machines, installing and using the self-service portal, challenge lab, or we could just cover some more topics and give you a midterm with interesting quiz. And then after midterm and intersession, so normally I go easy, I just ask for vote. If students say, oh, we want to give midterm after intersession. So normally I used to do that. Okay, let's do it after intersession. But after intersession, we need to start the other course, other half of the course, right? Which is actually another course, other topic. So it will be related, both will be related, of course, but both skills you need. So midterm, this time I have to take it before intersession. Normally I always take it after intersession. So enjoy and then, come back. So the other half, AWS public cloud infrastructure, how security works there, IAM, AWS virtual machines. They are not called virtual machines, they are called EC2 instances. AWS storage, which is EBS. AWS networking, there is VPC, virtual private cloud. How networking works there. AWS applications, how applications are installed there. What is elastic load balancer? What are load balancers? What is auto scaling? These are some of the skills that are required in today's job market. And AWS databases, how databases are installed there, started there, and then the final exam would be there. So these two relate to the actual requirement of the companies today, that you should know some data center virtualization technology. So you already know VMware or have gone through that, so you have an idea, and now Hyper-V. So it is good that you know both to really have some skills presented in the job. And second thing is, the best in cloud is AWS. So you need to know how virtual machine storage networking works there up in the cloud. So this half, you have to open a free 1-year account, and it would require your credit card. That's not a big deal, right? AWS are nice people, you can trust them. So in every college, wherever I teach that, they do it before you know it. Just do it, right? You need to learn the skill, and if you get a good job, well, that was worth it. And they don't charge, anything. So that it has been 1 year now. Okay. So the good thing with AWS is you can create as many. But did you delete that account? Well, if you don't need that, delete it today. So if you left any machine running or any service running, well, the bill might be on its way, or it's already in your junk mail maybe, and it's just adding up. So delete that free account as soon as possible. Otherwise, anyone else can know your username, password, and just use all the latest technologies, and then you get the big bill. So uh, so it's a free account, but you have to be very careful. If they charge you maybe 2 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents, or so you can reimburse all of that. They are really good in reimbursing all of that. But just to learn that, and if you had to spend $2 or $3 for that, and you get a 30 per hour job later, so it's nothing, right? So that's why I just go for long labs, big labs. You need to understand the technology, right? Don't care about $2 or $3 that you spend on coffee every day, right? So just spend on learning, and you would really, it will be worth it. Okay, so we understand that one is data center technology, other is the cloud technology here, and what's involved inside is that what is written here, that we're going to cover the storage, how storage works, networking works in AWS. I try to cover the critical topics there so we could understand and do the labs. So all the labs will be online. Again, the lab format is same. I'm going to do that. You're going to follow me. So that's what I do in all the other colleges as well, and they just follow me, right? So you're going to be creating screenshots. So well, this is just a brief explanation of what we will be doing. Any questions till now? And whenever you need a break, let me know. Not a long break like next week, let's meet again kind of break. So it's so 6 7 8 o'clock we're supposed to have a break, right? Okay, we're not. That's a very charged up crowd. Charged up, like you need a break. You don't need a break now, right? You're involved, you're good, right? We can carry on. Okay, so we can talk. Any questions till now? Any questions till now? So that was kind of a career talk and a kind of introduction there. But then again, back to the slide here. Day one, we start the lab right away. So because it's gonna be complicated environment, so I do explain all the steps. I do explain all the concepts. Please do ask questions. Every question is welcome, and all questions will be recorded as well. You could just revisit that video, and I hope you've all sent me the email through your Gmail, right? I just need your Gmail for today's video. Now about our course lab. So it will be 4 virtual machines. Now can anyone tell me, is it 32 GB RAM in your computers or 16 GB RAM here? That would be easy, right? 16 for everyone? Ouch. So I requested 2 years ago, make it 32. They made it 32. Last year they upgraded, and the processor is new and new generation. It's I think 6th or 7th generation, but the RAM again went back to 16 GB from 32 GB. So that was unique upgrade. So we need a lot of RAM, but we're gonna do the lab anyway, right? We need to learn it. So we will. So we have all used VMware Workstation before. We have all used VMware Workstation before, right? We did, right? So we're gonna create first virtual machine here, and it's gonna be called template virtual machine. What is the purpose of that? The only purpose of that would be that we're going to configure it to a level that it should be configured for the course, so we could do the course without any disruptions there. But also, once it is perfectly configured, we're going to use it to create clones. So first virtual machine we're going to create. So that's the first and last time we're going to install Windows 2012, and I hope it's 2012 here, not 2008. So 2012 R2. and then we're gonna do some 8 modifications there. Those modifications are good, like turn off the firewall and power options there, that it should not log every 10 minutes, and when we are doing configuration we have to just go back and put the username password again. So all those small things that would just stop us from stop the continuation of the lab. So we're gonna configure the template virtual machine. We're gonna do 8 modifications, and then we're going to sysprep it. Ever heard of this? What does it do? Yeah, hey, there's Google here. Come on. Okay. So there was a phone interview, and they asked some unique question that I forgot to answer. But it was a phone interview, and I had practiced typing quietly. So, and yeah, that was. Can you repeat the question? Or again? So phone interviews, technical interviews, but they are also smart. Then the next question was so tough that I could not Google it. So anyway, yeah, they know it right away. I don't know what's installed in them. So sysprep it makes unique SIDs. So in every clone, it creates unique SIDs, right? What is SID? Security identifier. So that's the unique address, alphanumeric address, that has to be there for every Windows operating system. Otherwise, you can't join if they have same SIDs, you cannot join them to domain, right? And we have done Active Directory course already, obviously. That's without, yeah, it's understood, right? So you cannot join it to domain to an Active Directory environment. So security identifier, SIDs, it makes unique SIDs. So after we have done sysprepping it, we will shut this VM down forever. We will prevent it from starting by putting its RAM down to 4 MB. So even if you accidentally start it, it won't start, right? But why this? Because throughout the course, throughout the first half of the course, I might ask you, okay, before the next course, please create 2 clones. Or if I decide that the midterm should be a practical exam, so please create 4 virtual machines from that template machine. And when I say start, you will get a MS Word document, and all the labs will be lined up there. Do this lab, this lab, this lab, this lab, this lab, this lab, and done. I'll check that in marks. So and if you lose your machine, this template machine, or maybe the machine is corrupted, in that case you can create a clone at that time. The recommendation is that any one of our machines might get corrupted. These are really very good machines here, physical machines. So, and it's being used by so many students. So your virtual machine might get corrupted. So do you have external drives? Have you bought that in last Boxing Day, I guess? So copy your virtual machines there. That's the best bet, because in last course 2 or 3 students lost their machines, or they were deleted by someone, or they just got corrupted, all of them. So I told them, okay, copy somebody else's machine, but then don't expect, I'm gonna really check that you did it or you just copied your friend's machine. So I need to know what's the proof that it's your machines or you did the work, right? So avoid that situation. Copy your virtual machines at the end of the lab, right? So let's just get going with our. So we will shut this VM down forever. We will prevent it from starting by putting its RAM down to 4 MB. So that's one thing. And you're gonna really save it on. Better have the template machine copied right away whenever you create that. We're gonna carefully create that, and then you should really save it somewhere. So that's one thing. Then out of once we're done with that virtual template machine, then we're going to shut it down forever. We're going to create 4 clones out of that. So what are the roles? What is the IP address? What are the names. So the now server 1, server 2, server 3, server 4, 4 Windows 2012 servers we're gonna have. And first of all, yeah, that's your first name, 01. So my first name, so I would just use AMIR. So if I just call it Amir01, so you're gonna use your first name 01, right? So if your first name is long, use your half of your first name instead. So some first names are long, right? So this is how I'm gonna track that. Okay, so that's your machine, and normally there's a software installed in me that helps me check nearly every screenshot. So one student asked me that, hey, what software you use to check that, because I caught his 18th screenshot being somebody else's screenshot. So that was like, oh, okay, got it, cool. I could have missed it, right? So I don't have any software, but I got him, so he was saying that, okay, do you have a software that you check? So anyway, I'm gonna check all the screenshots. So I do, and I love to do that. I don't know why. So okay, here, first server here, Active Directory, DNS, DHCP, and 390 users with PowerShell. Have you done the PowerShell course already? Oh, okay. You're not in that track, right? Network side. Okay. The other class. Okay. 80 DNS, DHCP, 390 users, and that's all. Oh yeah. Rename domain admin account to your name. So whenever I put my name, it's your name, right? So your name admin. Rename your domain admin account to your name admin. So this means that you're going to be using throughout the course you're going to log in from that domain admin account. That will be an exact copy of the actual domain administrator account. So it will have all the powers to do anything across your network. So but every screenshot must have your name. That's the main purpose. So your machine name, and when you log in, when you're about to take a screenshot, you can put up a command prompt there and type a command, who am I? That would just give you which username you're logged in from, and that username is your name admin. So I'll get that. So I'll check the screenshots, and there you go. Marks, right? So here, once that is done, and the IP address would be 192.168.200.1, 255.255.255.0, and gateway, we don't really need a gateway, but just to give some gateway, we don't have any gateway device there, we can give this machine's IP as a gateway as well, and the preferred DNS would be that as well. If I just clearly put it here, so that's a configuration of first machine. And then I'll go for the second machine. Of course, then it gets a little predictable. Of course, obviously, the second machine is a member server. So that's your machine 02. And of course, it's not having the Active Directory DNS DHCP. It will just be a member server. But it will have the most important role here. And that is that central application that we are learning about in data center virtualization. So that is, we're going to install it SCVM here. System Center Virtual Machine Manager here. Its IP, of course, will be 2. Control A, Control C. Okay, third and fourth virtual machines are hypervisors themselves. Okay, 03 is hypervisor, 04 is hypervisor. So just make sure that you know these IPs. 3 is there, and that would be a member server of, obviously, but also Hyper-V. And Control A, Control C. Yeah, the fourth will be your name 04, and the IP would be 4. So if you're careful with these configurations, we have to be really careful with these configurations. Otherwise, what happens is if you don't have the exact configurations as I have, then I would have to keep on going. I cannot stop the class for you for more than 5 minutes. Maybe I could troubleshoot that for you. I can come to your machine and troubleshoot if it's a temporary issue that can get resolved. Some issues do not get resolved easily. So then you have 1 week and you have a video to follow. Just, give me those screenshots where I ask for screenshots and you're good. So this is the setting here that we're going to be following. So any questions till now? Easy, right? Yeah. A. So COM 3108A. And we're going to be saving our machines on which drive? D drive. Right? I hope it's SSD. If it's not, then I think it is. So, but yes, these machines are fast. It's just that we needed more RAM. So here, now second rule is that really going to keep your lab smooth. Don't go ahead of me. If I'm explaining something and you see that, oh, that's obvious next steps, he's definitely gonna click next, next, next and finish. Obviously, what else he will do? So I do a lot of customizations. So if I go some other way and you went some other way, you have to then complete that lab yourself later, right? So I do a lot of customizations. If I haven't clicked it, don't click it. That's the rule. Some students will learn it the hard way, that if I don't click it, don't click it, right? So when I click, just only then click. So you can do the lab now here. In previous courses, seriously. So we used to do the lab here. Then I used to ask that do the same lab at home as well. That's good, right? Oh, so you're in favor of that, right? So how about that we do the lab here, and then I will only mark you if you redo that lab at home. How about that? Or you just do the lab here and mark it only this lab. No. First you were saying we want to do that.
No, let's just do it here.
Okay. Yeah, you were saying?
I don't understand what you just said.
So what I was saying was that we do the lab with me. So you understand, and we have a video of that. But I will not mark this lab. I will mark the lab that you do at home, which is exactly the same. You're just going to repeat that. So you do it.
Still refer to the video, though.
Yeah, it will be in the video. So whether you do it here or not, but you have to do it at home or at any other non-class time. And that lab will be marked. You get a screenshot of those. So, but this means that if you're doing it here and there, that's 2 times you're doing the same lab. Or you can do it the first time only, just with me now, and submit the screenshots today, and I mark that, and that's it. So yeah, it was just, I used to do that, then I thought that, hey, why repeating the same lab that we just did? And there's a video if you want to know that again, you can just watch the video. So I was thinking to implement that again, that you do it here with me, but then you repeat the whole lab at home as well. But that lab will be marked, not this one. This, you're just understanding with me. What is the lab? So, but it's double work for you. So you're good with that, right?
Double work, did you say?
Yeah. With double work, yeah.
So, sir, what's the difference between I did it together and then I did it at home? How are you even tell that I even did it at home? I'm just sending screenshots of what we did right now.
So for home, I will just give different names and IPs. So what you did here, you could do that here, that thing here as well. But I could only give the name and emails, and then you will do that. So whether you do it here or not. So anyway, but that has double work, and many students were not able to do or reach or upload the lab in time as well. So yeah, I was just thinking about that. Then I thought, hey, why don't I ask you that? Do you want double work or just single work? So obviously, single work would be good. So here, if you have some problem here, then you will have to do double work, right? Second thing, if your machines are corrupt, I can help you to some extent, but I cannot help you get the machine up and running then it becomes your responsibility. Last time some students took benefit of that situation and they lost a lot of marks after that. Then they got really pissed off with me. So I'm telling right now, it's still the same. Yep.
So is it double work for you if the individual student does it at home? Let's say if they weren't able to complete anything here or they got stuck at some level here and they went and did it at home and submitted the one at home. Is it an option for us then?
Yes.
So could we not just take that option? Like if something happened here, we can get it done,
Oh, yeah.
go home
Yeah.
and do it and snap
Exactly.
screenshots?
So if something happens here, so this means you have to do it anyway again.
Yeah.
That's double work for you, but it's just, I just need one document with 25 screenshots. That's it. Yeah.
Depending on what the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So what you're saying is theoretically if midway through the lab your computer just crashed or something, it would almost be worth it to just leave and then do it independently after the video is up.
Yeah, but do it.
Yeah.
Some students actually said, I don't have time. Oh, that's a bad excuse. So don't say that. So I just need that document to mark you. But yes, some students actually took benefit of that situation. They did show me and it did crash. I see that, but you have to submit the document. That's it. You have to submit the document. Not now. Or some students actually, they were smart enough. They just went back to another computer, copied somebody else's machine. They did ask me, hey, I'm copying, but I'm going to create domain admin account my own. I'm going to mention in every screenshot that account. So that was good enough. I know that you went through the whole thing yourself at least once, or if you had to do it twice. But it has to be your name in every screenshot. Maximum, not more than 25 screenshots. It used to be 60 or 70 or 40 or 50 screenshots. Now it's just 25. That's very, very less. I'm not sure how I'm going to manage that, but like I have to cover all the critical areas. I need screenshots of all critical configurations. So it could be more than 25 critical configurations for the whole lab. Could be. Still, I just need to prove you did the whole lab. So I have to think which 25 areas I need from your lab with your name there. So yes, if the machine goes down, so I can't do anything about it. You have to just work harder, right? So be ready for that. Tomorrow's class, I'm going to say that to them. Some students were really pissed off at last time that they were saying I didn't care about them, that the machine was not working. That's not a good excuse. So what do you mean I care about? Oh, I do care about, oh, your machine is down. But where's your work? So give me the work. So am I supposed to care about machine is down and cry a little with you or something? So I'm going to explain to those guys tomorrow that what are you expecting from me? I will be really there to help you. If you get bad marks and you give me a solid reason, I will change them right away. Give me a solid reason. That's it. So if you deserve those marks, more marks, I will give them right away. Just prove it why. And do communicate me till the last. Don't forget to communicate with me if you got less marks. Some students in last course did not do that, and I'm still scratching my head. What was wrong with them? So, and later they were pissed off. So I was like, okay, you deserved it, right? You didn't communicate with me. Did not call me. Okay, anyway, so here, we understand the lab. Any questions here? No. Okay, we're good. So let's go for our VMware Workstation. Now I'm just recording all that. Yes, it is recording. You want to do it now or you want to take a break and then start the lab? Take the break and start the lab. Okay, so normally it's 10-minute break. So I'll start sharp at 15th minute. Whenever it's 10 minutes, normally it becomes 15. So why not just say it, admit it. So 10-minute break, be there by 15.
So 8 to 5.
Yeah. Well, actually 8:15. Oh, sorry, 8:05. Sorry, 8:05. If you want to go, if you're going outside Tim Horton, if you want, I'm so flexible I can increase time, but it's up to you. So 15 minutes for now. So we start, and you don't want to miss that. Okay. We'll start at 8:05. Now, I hope everyone is back, I guess. All right. Okay, so back from the break here, and let's get going with our software. So, of course, we have the VMware Workstation already here. So I'll just make it a little bigger. So VMware Workstation, double click that, and so guys, some of the things that I want confirmed is if you go to your prototype folder in your C drive. So, well, this is my laptop. So because I'm recording this, so I cannot, and recording software is not there in this teacher machine, so I can't record it there, anything. So I'm on my laptop, so my folder structure would be different, but I do have a prototype folder here just to, So prototype, do you have Windows 2012 there in prototype folder? Yes. Windows 2012 R2 actually, right? Second thing, do you see anything SCVMM? SCVMM or System Center Virtual Machine Manager? You do. Okay, thank God, because he forgot to put it on the teacher's machine. Wow. Amazing. So all the students need it, teachers doesn't need that. So you have SCVMM. Okay, you have SQL Server written there in your prototype folders, SQL.
Yeah, 2014. SQL Server 2014.
Perfect. Okay. So we needed all that. So, and do you have Windows 8 written there?
Yeah.
And yeah, 8.1, that would be good. And Windows 10 also? No. Okay, that's good. So Windows 2012 R2 server, SQL server, SCVMM, and Windows 8. Oh, so you have all we need. So, okay, in that case, obviously I need that too. So I'll just copy from somebody's desktop because that's unique. You don't give it to the teacher and then expect the teacher to teach. Wow, the prototype folder here, C drive. This is the old stuff here, I guess. Yeah, that's from previous course. How could you forget that? Cyrus. It's in prototype folder only, right? So, seriously, you're kidding me. So while this is, we will still be able to do 2012 R2 because I have that copy from previous course. So we could just start that, but I'll just put the rest of the software on copying. Resuming now, and now what we need to do is just install the 2012 R2 as a template machine. So we need to do some specific customizations there. So first of all, just always keep in mind then that we have 16 GB RAM here. Well, I have 24 GB in my laptop here. But 16 GB RAM, this means that when it gets distributed across 4 virtual machines, so we have to then be very careful what RAM we're giving to which virtual machine. So out of total of 16 GB RAM, so 4 times 4, so we have to give 2 GB RAM. So let me just distribute that quickly here in the diagram as well. So we could really go for, we should have that RAM for the critical resources that we're going to be creating there. So the first machine, that will be your name 01, can have 2 GB RAM. So the first machine here is not doing much other than providing Active Directory DNS DHCP. Well, these are critical roles, but they don't require a lot of RAM there. So 2 GB RAM we're going to be giving to the first machine. When we create a clone, that's what we need to remember. And then the second machine is the most important one. So we can give it 6 GB RAM here. So that would be 8 GB already out of 16. And then, well, if we give 6 GB, then again it's total 16. So we can just go for 4 GB here. Why 6 GB there? Because the software itself is big. It's SCVMM. It does require a lot more. That's why I was pushing for 32 GB RAM, but they don't understand, I guess. It's too expensive, I guess. So it's already, so 4 GB here. That's how RAM will be divided once we install the template machine and create 4 clones at that time, right? So this is what you could just note down as well. You want to take a picture, you can take a picture of that as well. Or it is recording anyway, and you see that so if whenever you want to stop me that, hey, I'm writing there, teach, so please stop there, so I will stop there, right? Yep.
So didn't you pause it?
Oh, I resumed it, but that's a very good thing to remind me. I have white hair, right? So I forget. So I'm pretty old. I don't look, but I am. Hey, do I look? No. Anyway, so here, sometimes it happens when after the break I start blah 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 blah, and for next 1 hour we were not recording anything. So that's pretty bad. So please do remind me, are you recording this? So I will just double check. I will triple check, right? So, oh, let's double check now. And the numbers are moving. This means I'm recording, so that's good. Okay, so yes, this is the RAM division. Let's just go ahead. Now we're just concentrating on our template machine. So our whole course machines will depend on what we configure here. So we're going to be very careful what we configure here. Don't not assume anything. I may be doing a lot of changes at different areas of this operating system that we're installing. So if you're on the VMware Workstation now, let's go to the home button here, or let's go to the file and new virtual machine. Both are the same thing. Let's go to create a new virtual machine from here or from here. So let's start that. Maybe that's too easy, so let me know when I'm going too slow and I could go faster. So typical, if you're seeing that, let's go typical and click next. So here so we need to just click browse and go to that folder where Windows 2012 R2 is there, and just double click that, right? We understand that, of course. It's in C drive prototype. I think we all know that. So if you have double clicked, do you see that Windows 2012 R2 detected written there? Okay, so that would be your first screenshot of this course, and we begin. Oh, okay. So, 24 left, right? So somebody should be counting, or well, we'll all count, like countdown or something. So maximum 25 screenshots. I'll try to stick to that. So here, Windows 2012 R2 detected. Take a screenshot, and where to paste it? On your MS Word document. Now on top of that document, now I should have just put that previous course document. I gave a document with the proper naming there. In fact, we should start correct here. Now, we're starting a bit slow here. I asked for your introductions there. The tomorrow's class might go real fast and real further, right? So they will be really ahead of you. Yeah.
Okay, did it, done.
Yeah, Snipping Tool. You can go to search and SNIP.
I thought there was just like an alt key or something, but that's it's not.
Okay. So we've all used Snipping Tool before. Everyone have used that before. So yeah, we're good, right? So new, and then just drag the whole. So I'll just yeah, we can do that too. We can do print screen, or we can do Snipping Tool, whichever you like. It's just that the screenshot has to be there, which is required. So that is one thing here. Now for next class, I'll be uploading a document. You should only use that document for taking screenshots. That's the first class, so it's okay right now. So I'm just gonna make it bigger now. Okay, so if that is detected here and you've taken a screenshot here, so click next. Are we all seeing the same screen? So it's R2 Data Center, which is okay. And is your full name, is your name showing here? So just put your first name here. So normally also wherever there's enough space here, so what we can do is your first name and last 3 digits of your college ID. So if I put Ahmed 089, so just assume that your first name and last 3 numbers are of your college ID. You remember that? We all remember that, right? Cool. So that's how I'm just gonna track is did you do the lab or somebody else, or it's a copy or not. So normally it's, of course, everyone does their own lab. So this once you do this, you can take the second screenshot here. So it could be Snipping Tool, it could be print screen, as long as it's just showing your name and the whole screen is showing, the configuration is showing, that's good. So if we have taken that, let's click next. If you're taking time, let me know. I could just wait some more. Okay, so let's click next here if you have taken a screenshot. So once you go ahead, it says that, hey, you haven't put any product key there, so we're not putting any product key here. So would you like to continue? Press yes. So let's click the yes button here. Yeah, sure. Second is over. Okay, let's just kidding. Okay. No, when you ask second, it's like done.
That's why you put it on.
All right. So here, would you like to continue and press yes? I hope we're all there. But I haven't asked for any screenshot here, so do not put any screenshot. So press yes. And now here, we have to be careful here because you can't create, of course, any machine in C drive. So we will have our path here. And first of all, above, you can just give that machine name. So it's just your first name, 01 dash comp 3108A. Are you able to see that written there, or shall I make it even more zoom? Okay, so first of all, your first name, and please do not mention my name here, right? So by mistake, some students in previous course, all the screenshots were my name. So I was just thinking, okay, 0 or -4. So that's -4 is next lab also gone. So so yeah, we have to pay, right? Attention. I know you already paid, of course. So okay, so here that's one thing, and second thing is of course we need to change that path. So where you see your name and the course name here, which you actually put up there, it automatically got written here as well. But before that, we need to just change the path here. In your case, is it the D drive or the E drive you have there? I think it's the D drive. D backslash, and the folder name there is comp3108A backslash then comp3108. Well, actually that's the name already there, so that's the course name, and that could be your machine name after that. So this is how we can create the first. And guys, one more thing, this is a template machine, right? I totally forgot to mention that. Dash template. Well, now we have changed the lower window, so we have to add manually here dash template. So now your first name dash comp3108A dash template. So tomorrow's class will be 8B, right? They would be creating the same machines. Maybe they will be much faster. They would be doing more labs. So whatever we were able to cover here, you'll be tested on that. So if you're behind them, you can watch the video for the job if you want to know, oh, they did that as well, we couldn't do that. We're a bit slow in start right now. They might be fast because they've been with me with last course as well. Okay, is the path exactly like this? So this is most important thing, that your path is exactly like this, right? Your path should be D and something. So if you save it on C, you know that when you restart, it will all be gone. So make sure it's not on C, it is on D, and the location is clearly mentioned here, right? So I'll just make it a bit more, I'll zoom some more here so you could see even better. So it should look like this, right? If it looks like this, take a screenshot. So once you're done with that, it looks like exactly like this. Take a screenshot. So if you've gone ahead, that was not good. So if I haven't clicked it, please do not click it. You're learning the hard way, I guess. Well, I'm sure you didn't do that, but you can just click back and. So screenshot taken here. Okay, let's go ahead. So if it's exactly like this and you've taken the third screenshot, that means we are with 22 screenshots left, right? So next. And so there's that maximum disk size here. We can just go for 200 GB here. So if we put here 200 GB, is that a good idea or a bad idea? Like, suppose your physical disk in your machine has just, suppose it has just 50 GB left right now. Free space is 50 GB left. But I give here 200 GB, or we all give it 200 GB. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? So this is a virtual disk space that you're giving here, and it's gonna ultimately occupy your physical disk. Physical disk has only 50 GB left, but you're giving here 200 GB. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? So we will be able to do that because it is thin provisioned. Ever heard of that before? Thin provision or dynamically expanding. So this is called thin provision or dynamically expanding, which means if you give a big size or to a virtual disk of a virtual machine, so it will only use up that much space on which you have installed software. So now we're installing Windows 2012 here. It will only occupy 8 GB of space. So whatever you install, it only occupies that space. So it will go up to 200 GB, right? So suppose you keep on installing MS Office and Photoshop and AutoCAD and big applications, ultimately it's gonna fill up to 200 GB here. But right now it's not occupying all 200 GB on your physical disk. It's not doing that. So if you have 10 GB space left, you can still give here 300 GB or 400 GB. It's not gonna occupy 200 GB. So that is called thin provision or dynamically expanding. Now that could be a very interesting question in the quiz. So I explained it, right? So this is already recording, but I don't think anyone would have that much time to actually take down the notes at that time. You can take down now, or just listen to the video before the midterm and final term, because if it's a quiz, it's not going to be easy. It's it's going to be in English, but the students were really like, huh? What do you mean by that? What do you exactly mean by that?
Scaring us.
Oh, that's the fun part. Okay. No, it's not. Well, maybe I could just give you a sample and then you would know, oh, okay, that's what you mean. So, okay, here, single file here. So in virtualization environment, this is just important that you want one virtual disk that is just one file that keep on growing, or you can have 4 GB chunks of files. Suppose your virtual disk expands to 150 GB and 160 GB, but it will be divided into 4 GB, 4 GB, 4 GB, 4 GB chunks of files. So you want multiple files for a virtual disk. Now the benefit with that is if you select multiple files, you can copy over the network 4 GB, 4 GB, 4 GB one by one is easy to copy. And one big 200 GB file, it might drop packets. It might not successfully copy over the network. So multiple files is easily, you're able to copy over the network. Suppose you want to take these machines to home and it's an emergency, you have 2 hours left before the next class, and at home you have a computer. You could have copied these machines, so you can copy with virtual disk multiple files or single file. Multiple files normally is messy, but it is easy to copy over the network. But normally I go for single file. Why? Because normally I copy with external drive. On external drive, I just copy everything. It's just one big file. It just gets copied as well. So the main thing here is that, do we know the difference? Multiple files, it's 4 GB chunk of files for a big disk, and single file is just one huge big file, whatever the disk size is right now. So I'm just going to go for single file, but I'm explaining what it is. If you know the difference, let's go ahead, right? So 200 GB here, and it's a thin provision or dynamically expanding, so we don't have to worry about that. So, and single file, let's click next. Now here, we need to do further shopping here, right? Well, I call it shopping, but it's just, we're gonna click the customize hardware. So let's click the customize hardware here. I hope everyone is there and nobody accidentally clicked the finish button. So once you go to the customized hardware, memory, so 2 gigs of memory is okay. That's what we decided. The good thing is that later when the virtual machine, when the 4 clones we have created, when you start the 4 clones, you can increase the RAM size while they are started. Even you can do that. But when we have created 4 clones, we have to change the RAM from 4 megabyte to whatever gigabyte size we need to give for the memory. Right now 2 GB is, so temporarily we can give it 8 GB. You know why? Temporarily only. So because we need to install it fast now, right? We need to go home, right? At 10. Okay, so yeah, so so right now temporarily, when we have done the configurations of this template virtual machine, we're gonna put the RAM down to 4 megabyte, so it never starts again, right? So right now we just need to make it work for, this is the only virtual machine we are working on. Even we can just go for what, 12 GB. We can even go for 12 GB. Okay, well, okay, so 12 GB here temporarily only. So, and processors, we can just go for number of processors, 1 processor and 2 core, not processor. Okay, so that's 1 processor, 2 cores. It's just 2 sections of a processor that you're using. So multitasking can be done there. And one other thing about processor is that is very, very important that you must do on a virtual machine is this. Do you see virtualize Intel VTX there? I think we all see that, right? So select that. Why? Because we need to install Hyper-V inside the VMware Workstation right now. Hyper-V is a rival hypervisor. VMware Workstation is from VMware, Hyper-V is from Microsoft. So if you don't check this option, VMware will not let you install Hyper-V. And Hyper-V is the name of the course. We are learning Hyper-V here. So you need to enable virtualization in this machine. You just select this option here. Now 12 GB RAM is showing here. Processor is showing here. Okay, let's configure other options. Then I'm going to ask you to take a screenshot. So as far as the DVD is concerned, it's okay. We already have that ISO attached to the DVD. Then we have network adapter here. Now this is having bridge option, NAT option, host only, custom LAN segment. So bridge is, well, kind of more dangerous one. If you click the bridge, we're not going to be using that, but we need to understand that if you click the bridge option, your virtual machine can be accessible from a physical network here. So if I click bridge and create that virtual machine, you can ping my machine. You can just, if you know the shared folder, suppose I have a shared folder, you can connect to that shared folder. So this virtual machine will be part of the physical network here. If you bridge, we're not going to bridge that. Why? Because our first machine, your name 01, will have a DHCP, DNS Active Directory DHCP. So if everyone's DHCP is on the physical network, then every other machine in the college will get IP from our DHCPs here. So that might get me kicked out and your course might be cancelled. It could go down to that. Maybe not, but yeah, it will be really punishing for us. So let's not do that. So bridge, it gets, so at home, you can just use that and it will be on your physical network, right? So let's click NAT. I think we know NAT. What is NAT? Network address translation. What is the purpose of that? Public IP to private IP translation. So all private IPs behind one public IP get internet connection. You don't need to purchase public IP for all these machines to get internet. You just have one public IP, and the NAT protocol translates that or forwards the internet through that to all the private IPs. So host only means that this machine will talk to each other and to the host. So what is a host here? In your PC, what is host? What is considered host here? Or who is host? So that, VMware Workstation, it is installed on here Windows 10 or Windows 8. I think it's Windows 10 here installed. So if it is Windows 10, that is the host. So host only means that virtual machines talk to each other or share data with each other and to your Windows 10 of your physical desktop here. That's the meaning of host only. But we get down to this one, custom. So what we need to do is, ever heard of VLAN before? Obviously. You did Cisco, come on. Oh, you didn't. Networks? You're from the network side. So VLAN, ever heard of VLAN? Oh yeah, what is VLAN? Yes, let's hear it. Virtual LAN that does what? Segregate, exactly. So you're segmenting your network. So on your physical switch, if you have 8 port, 4 computers on this side, 4 computers on this side, you can just segment the LAN and they won't be able to talk to each other. So you can see here 19, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 19. So these are 19 VLANs. What that means is if 2 virtual machines are connected to VMnet 3 and 2 virtual machines are connected to VMnet 4, they cannot communicate with each other. So all virtual machines must stay connected to any one VMnet here. Any one, right? Yep.
What if I have only the
Oh yeah, sometimes it doesn't show all. In that case, select VMnet 1 all the time. We're gonna be selecting actually VMnet 15 and no particular reason. You could select VMnet 14, 13, 12, 19, 18, it's up to you. But let's be persistent, have the same configuration. So let's just select VMnet 15. In your case, it will be 1. So if you select 1 and I see the screenshot there, it's okay. So, alright guys, so these are different VLANs. Just remember one thing, your 4 machines must be on the same VLAN. Here, VLANs are called VMnet. So your 4 machines must be on the same VMnet. Remember that. Otherwise, if on midterm, if I give you a practical exam and your one machine is on separate VMnet and other machines are on separate VMnet, I'm not going to troubleshoot it for you. That was the fun part. You'll be like, huh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm like, I told you so, right? So anyway, so VMnet has to be the same. We understand that. Okay, let's go over VMnet 15. For no particular reason, I could just select VMnet 19, 18, 17, doesn't really matter, right? So any one for all 4 machines. That's what we understand. Okay, LAN segment is just that if you group together machines, you can start them together, restart them together, shut them down together. We don't need that because then it uses a lot of RAM just for starting all at the same time. So VMnet 15 here is selected. So from the top, if I see memory is 12 GB temporarily right now, processors are 1 processor, 2 cores, and the network adapter is VMnet 15. Do we all see that? So that's critical configuration. Take a screenshot. So that would be 4 screenshots now. Okay. So screenshot taken. And let me know if you need time. It's okay. Right. So we can go ahead, right? Good. So if that has been taken now, obviously your name is not showing anywhere here yet, so it's okay. I understand that now. For now, so click close. Oh, if you're done with that, just make sure it is exactly the same configuration. You have it and you've taken a screenshot anyway. So let's click. Any questions? No? Click close. So I'm just gonna click close. As soon as I click close, better do this, then do it only. So it rarely happens, but sometimes let's click close. And then oh, there's one more thing. Did anyone click close? So I at once asked that. So then I refer to my white here. Hey, I'm old, right? So so yes, this is okay. Power on this virtual machine after creation is okay. As long as our configuration is good, we're good. So click finito. Okay, well, this is boring.
You just
switched user?
No permission?
Yeah.
Ouch.
You're still on the menu line.
Was it resolved or should I check that?
It's okay.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool. So you gave permission? Like,
No. I was in a different account.
oh.
I was logged in as tech.
Oh, okay. So guys, okay, maybe it's too late, but please log in from com3108, your course account.
A.
A, exactly, because B is tomorrow's class. Oh, I should write that. Yikes. So please log in from com3108A and create all the VMs inside d:/com311 oops 108A. Yikes, I think I should have mentioned that before.
Don't worry, it's right here.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, refer to my white hair, yeah.
So we could do all the screenshots.
Did you take screenshots already?
I was thinking.
Which is good. It's okay. No screenshots. You don't have to redo that. Oh, but you have to reach there now. With the same exact configurations, but don't take screenshots now. I hope you remember. So, oh, I'll just, I'm recording that. Yeah. Is there any other announcement I should be making here? That's good, right? So you guys have a class tomorrow? Like morning or?
We had it in the morning, but we changed it. We had it at 8, but then we went and we called it like
It's 10 to 8, yeah. So,
like I'm leaving the equipment.
ooh. It's Topico, yeah. So then you change it to 12?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oops. Okay. So do save it, guys. Control S. That's a magic button. Control S. Control S. So always make a habit of Control S. Some students lost all their work. Now these machines are AI, artificial intelligence. They restart anytime they want, right? So that's a very bad thing. So Control S. Please save your work somewhere. I think you have all Office 365 online free from the. You can control us into cloud as well. Office 365 online. Then, if the machine restarts accidentally, you won't lose your work. Some 2 or 3 students in last course lost their work for that lab, just because the machine restarted. That's bad. They had to redo that later. That was. So, the fourth announcement is, please do CTRL plus S, Control S, regularly. So you please save your work, and better save it to your, if you've been given Office 365, then you have 1 TB OneDrive given to you. OneDrive, that is 1 TB. You can upload there anything you want. Hey, are you gonna tell me now? Now you tell us on 6th semester? Oh, you knew that, right? So 1 TB, you can just upload there. Better save it to your 1 TB, OneDrive. So if you're doing all these precautions, you won't lose your work, right? So upload there, and from home you can just download. And I'm gonna be giving an upload link. I'm gonna be opening that upload link on Blackboard at the end of the class. 9:45 or 9:30, I guess. So, but let's just create the template machine today. Tomorrow's class might be too fast. We would be done with the 4 clones, and we might be even going for So those guys are so used to doing this, and and no introductions there as well. Tomorrow's class they did the last semester. So so you might be much behind. So don't compare your class to their class. But we will be doing all the labs at our own pace. They might finish earlier. Okay. Okay, good. So once it is installed, I think it is nearly installed for everyone. No.
I run an initial configuration test.
Okay, so it's yeah, this one, right? Installation. No. Okay. I hope it's not an error or something that you're seeing. Oh, I should just make it bigger. So it's just installing VMware tools. It's gonna restart automatically.
Oh, I thought we were doing the 2008.
Oops.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
Uh-huh.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
So it's
No worries.
2012, but it's okay. I mean, it's day one and pretty flexible. You can submit it anytime.
No worries.
But 2012 you can just even do now,
Yeah.
I guess. But you don't have to take a screenshot now. It's okay. Just do 2012 and reach us. And I hope you remember. But you can ask us. It's okay. I can stop the class. Don't worry. So everyone is installing Windows 2012. And but it's okay. Any other questions, please do ask me, because day one, and this is the first time, maybe this might be the format in other classes as well, but I find that students normally see it as a new format, and sometimes it, you know, 9 p.m. Okay. Today you had class before that? In the morning you had a class? Then you stayed here? You slept here? You... Wow, where are your camps and, bedding and, Whoa, that's... Oh. Oh, move the class. When do your class start? Like, oh no, I know that. Okay, 6. How earlier you want it moved? I'm just asking.
We have a break from 2 to 6.
You have a?
Break between our classes from 2 to 6. So anywhere.
So if we start at 5 or... Oh, there's other class. We were stuck with that schedule because this lab was being used. Okay. We can ask if there's another class or that class there that has a lot of, there are also good computers there, on the corner here. We could just find out. But I can come so I come from another college at 2, and I can come here at 5 instead of 6. Or, no. The other option is not good. Well, I was going to say that, okay, let's leave at 9 or 9:30. But today it's flexible. Next class is total till 10. Today, if you want to vote, but the other course will be like, they'll be gone ahead from. Okay, so is it installed for everyone? So, ma'am, you're there? Like, oh.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, you let me know, because I would really want you to be there so we can wait 5 minutes if it's just 5 or 10 minutes, not 10, 5 or 7 minutes. You're installing 2012, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to link it to the D.
Cool.
And
Oh, okay.
since it did it on the 2008, it's just giving me an error message.
Oh,
So,
you could change the names there.
Okay, then I'll just do that.
Yeah. So just put dash there, and that would be different name. So so resuming here, We are on Windows here, but normally we can just go for 8 modifications there. So since at the start of every course I do that, so I just put it on my forum there, idprofcourses.boards.net, and there I just update whatever I'm teaching there or whatever I'm doing in the contracts. And I'll just go down to quickly to this 8 modifications there. So that is how to prepare a lab, and I'll just okay, steps to create first template machine, software to download. Click that, and so here these are the 8 modifications that we need to do. So it would be, so we're going to install VMware tools. That is done already, right? Then we're going to turn off the firewall. Normally in production environment or interviews, don't tell them, sir, I did in the lab that I turned off all the firewalls. So I'm just going to, when I join your company, I'm going to turn off all your firewalls. So yeah, that's a very, very bad idea. So do not say that. But here for the lab, I'm just, we're going to turn off the firewalls here. Time zone, we're going to change that. I think it's already to Eastern, set to Eastern. We're going to just double check that. Time zone should be good and time should be correct. Then shared folder, that's a feature in this when we enable that feature, so you can copy paste back and forth between a virtual machine and a physical machine. So with shared folder feature, you can copy paste any software back and forth between a virtual machine and a physical machine. It's like a window opened between a virtual machine and a physical machine, right? So shared folder, we're going to create that. Then Internet Explorer security here. Now in production environment, in companies, you don't need to turn off the security for the browser, but here it's going to ask us again and again, are you sure you want to open that site? Are you sure? Are you sure? So we just want to avoid that. Just to understand the concepts, we're going to make it easy for us to turn off the browser security. It's not recommended to do that in production environments in companies. So unlocking the screen. So this is the power option. Normally what happens is we keep on configuration, do the configuration on another computer. When you come back to this computer, it's gonna be in 10 minutes. If it stays idle, it's gonna lock us out. Then we have to put the password every time we come back. So we're gonna just unlock the screen there. We're gonna just increase the time there, right? Then once we are done with these modifications, now it's just 6 modifications because VMware Tools is already installed, and I think the time zone is already automatically correct. But do check that it is -5 and Eastern US Canada. So if that is done, then we're gonna go to the sysprep. This is where we need to be very careful, and we're gonna shut down this machine forever through the sysprep utility. If you shut it down without sysprep, when you create a clone out of that template machine, that machine will have the same SIDs, security identifiers. If you turn off the machine through sysprep, only then each clone will have unique SID, security identifier. If every clone has unique identifier, you can join them to domain. Otherwise, they will be rejected. I hope nobody gets that error because that's a unique error. When you're joining your machines to the domain, at that time the error comes, this machine has the same SID. If that comes, whoa, it's like you have to recreate your template machine again with these steps that we did. You may have forgotten something went wrong with your template machine, that your clones all have same SID. So if that happens, your template machine is not good. If that error comes to anyone, it's like, ouch. So we have to redo template machine. So that's a long process. So you see that already. So is it done? Virtual machine? It's VMware Tools is installing, right? That is cool. So so what we're gonna do? Let's go ahead with the firewalls here. So do remember this as soon as you restart again, that we're turning off the firewalls. So I'm just gonna go to the virtual machine here. And we're in 2012 R2 machine here. So we go to the local server here, and we turn off the firewall. So Windows firewall, so local server, and then Windows Firewall and public on. So let's just click the public on and just off that. So how do we do that? First you go to the public on. I hope everyone's there. Let me know. Oh, you're there. Good. So then turn Windows Firewall on or off. Just select this option on the left, and there you go. So turn off and turn off these two. So I hope it's easy. So we're done with that, right? So we can go ahead. So close. This is easy stuff, but once we start configuring SCVMM, then comes a real challenge. So you will have few hundred steps there, but still 25 screenshots. So that's kind of a relief. So it just shows that it is still on. So just refresh here. Go ahead and refresh, and it should show here as off. Should. Maybe one day. Okay, one day, Monday or Sunday. Come on. Oh, I didn't press OK. And it's in the video as well. Seriously, white hair, right? Okay, so turn Windows Firewall. Okay, sorry about that. And turn off, and press OK. Thank you for noticing that. So, and but as okay, okay, I do change accents as well sometimes. Ouch. So here, public off, and the second thing. So first thing is this. Let's drag our screen to the right side, and do you see this IE enhanced security configuration? And that is on. So just turn it off as well. So I hope you see that IE enhanced security here in local server. When you drag it to the right side and then click on, and then off these two. Normally just for administrators we need to turn it off, but it's okay to turn off for users as well. And press OK. Right, we're done that. Okay, so that is done. Then the next thing is that we can turn on the shared folder feature here. That is very important. So if the two things there are done, right click this one and go for settings. Go for right click on the top of this machine, the white area here, and then go to settings. I hope everyone's there. So settings, and then we can go for you will see hardware tab here and the options tab here. So we're going to go to the options tab here, and we go down to this shared folders. I hope everyone's seeing that. Now if your VMware tools is installed, it will be then selectable. If it's not installed, then normally it is grayed out. So it is selectable for all of us. So click the always enabled. Yep.
It says VMware tools failed to install my server.
Ouch. Oh really?
Yeah, mine
So, oh, is it grayed out for many? So how many, for how many it is grayed out? You can raise your hand. Oh, what? Everyone? Isn't your Windows program to actually install automatically the VMware tools?
When I turned it on the first time, it said a note at the bottom, VMware tools failed to install.
Oh, you know what? So at the end of the installation, so let's just cancel out from here, because if it is grayed out, you have to make sure that VMware tools are installed. So cancel out from here. And yes, for me also, it asked me yes and no, yes or no for VMware tools. So if you had pressed yes, so after installation of VMware tools, you have to restart. You must restart. If it was not restarted, then normally it installs VMware tools automatically, but you have to restart. So go ahead and restart now. I'm assuming that VMware tools were installed automatically, but it just now requires a restart.
So power off and power back on?
So yeah, so you can do this. Right click, go to power, and better shut down guest. Power off is like pulling the plug, so all services are not shut down properly. But when you go for shutdown guest, it waits for all the services to properly shut down in the background, then it shuts down. So that would be the safer way to shut down. So well, I said shut down, and maybe you've already done that, but you could have gone for restart guest. But now it's shut down, so it's just power on yourself. Okay. So, but after that, we're expecting that the option there should be done. So normally when you right click here, this should be showing like, it should be grayed out like this: reinstall VMware tools, if your VMware tools is successful now. So whenever you come back, you should see this option, check it, or just go to settings and options. It should not be grayed out. It's not grayed out, but it does it say reinstall?
No, it says install.
Oh, if it says install, go ahead and click that. Even after restart, if it says install this, then it never got installed. So guys, if it says install only, go ahead and click that, and it will show below a pop-up.
Yeah, it says make sure that you're logged into the guest operating system. If you do not see VMware tools and so on. Windows load D+R, then enter D setup EXE.
Oh, I gotta see that. So, yeah, that's good. So you can see the green icon there.
Yep.
Yeah, click that. Oh, that's just okay. Cancel. Oh, that's cancel. So once you click so go to the yellow folder down here. If you click the install VMware tools, just go to the yellow folder. In the D drive, you will see a big icon of VM. Let me just show you on the board. Right? It's
I just want to see what the Microsoft update error.
oh, so it's not working. Oh.
It says, like after it shows a warning and it says set up and not continue. Microsoft when they allow installer fails to complete installation.
Oh, okay, guys. So tell me one thing. What is the version of your VMware Workstation? If I go to Help and About, I hope it's not the latest one. It's the latest one. Okay. Yeah.
Is this because we didn't use the newest version of Windows Server? Because there were two. There's one, there's just normal, and then one with update.
Oh, there's a one with update as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Because my teacher machine is also not updated, I could not see what they were. So guys, this means that if you can't go ahead, so better reinstall. Well, we have to check that, because if we all reinstall, yeah. How? It's just like it installed.
I restart after the installation, then it says after the user, right? Shows like you have to restart it, install it again.
Okay, guys. So let's test that first. Oh, thank you for that sharing. Thank you. So, guys, can you go to? If you click the install button, do you see the yellow folder here? Do you see the yellow folder? Once you click the yellow folder in your DVD drive, so click this PC here. Once you click the yellow folder, click this PC, and if you go down to your DVD drive, this one DVD drive, do you see a big VM gray icon?
We ran that, but it failed.
Oh, you ran that manually and it failed again? Are you on the fail page right now? Oh. Welcome to new software not compatible. Resuming now. So guys, we have here issue with VMware Workstation 15. If I go to help and about, so I have 14 version and I can just do ha ha ha, but that's not true for many of us here. If VMware 15 it's really is not good. It's not compatible with our Windows, and one of us is actually doing a Windows update there, right? So hopefully one of the updates done during the Windows updates solves this, but that Windows update process itself takes 45 minutes to 1 hour or even more. So anyway, so guys, how many screenshots have we taken till now? Okay, just add 4 screenshots, right? Hey, that's perfect. Woohoo! Yeah, we could just add 21 more selfies from anywhere, from your vacation you took. So, yeah.
Why can't the firewall be a screenshot?
Why didn't we do that?
We didn't do any screenshots for the firewall.
No, it's, well, yeah, I didn't think about it because there were much more critical configurations coming later. So I wanted to save the 25 screenshots were the most critical. So, but we can take a lot of screenshots now to complete the 25 screenshots here. Hey, grab him after the class. He gave me the idea. So, so anyway, I understand which situation we're stuck in right now. So just in your MS Word document, put your student name, so on the screenshot document, on top of that document, put your full name and student ID. Now you have to save that document with and also week 1, right? So it's also good to save that document with that name. So your name, student ID, week 1. So if you're saving your document, not only that you can put it here inside the document, but when you're saving the document, save as, right? So suppose this is your first name, your ID 098 098, and week 1, and what's your section? It's 565 CRN. So or just put Tuesday, sorry. I just want to track the students submitting the documents Tuesday class. So you can just save it like this and upload it to the link that I'm about to open now on week 1. So at the top of the document inside, you can put this information and save it as also this. Next week, you're going to see a document that I've created already as a template. So you can just use that document to create all the labs and upload that document only, right? So right now, save your document as this information, and on top of your document with just 4 screenshots there. I understand now, so it's okay. You can just put that. Oh, you get free marks. That's not fair. No, just kidding. So or maybe I could just give you a horrible quiz and then on for whatever we covered. So once you have put this information in your document and you've saved it as that document, if you've done that, I'll just go to the Blackboard and just open that link. You can upload there, right? So, but guys, tomorrow, if you could also talk to Cyrus and Jackie, and I'll be emailing them. I will not be here, but for next, if you do it tomorrow and follow up with them, and Cyrus puts that version 14 here, so next week you will have that lab. So it's about learning. It's about getting the job. You could get free marks. It's okay, but it's your loss ultimately that you don't get to learn a skill, right? I really want you to learn those skills that are in market today. So for that, we can't waste the next week, right? So we must do something together. I'll follow up, and you could also follow up that please put version 14 of your workstation. So okay, if you've done that, I'm just gonna open that link now, and you can just upload there on the Blackboard. I'll just go there. So 565 is your section, and there's a week 1 folder here. Oh, it's. Are you looking at CRN 565?
No, 66.
Ouch. Okay, so that's tomorrow's. See, I did that mistake. So you're on 66. Okay, that's why. Oh, let me not record that. Seriously, I need to edit this. Okay, so